The siege has lasted a decade. You have sacrificed your youth in the mud. You have bled on foreign soil. You have watched your kin fall beside you, and you have carried the weight of their memory through the freezing winters. You endured the absolute worst the realm had to offer, and you did it all for one singular burning vision. The vision of the final victory. You told yourself that when you finally breached the walls of this great castle, when you finally secured the gold, defeated the enemy, and claimed the throne, the pain would stop. You believed that the moment the crown touched your head, a profound, everlasting peace would wash over your spirit. You believed you would finally be whole. The heavy iron doors of the throne room swing open. The enemy is defeated. The castle is yours. You walk up the stone steps, you turn, and you sit heavily on the velvet cushions of the throne. The crown is placed upon your brow. You take a deep breath, waiting for the peace to arrive. You wait for the sudden, magical transformation of your soul. But the room is just silent. The velvet feels like ordinary fabric. The gold is just cold metal. You sit in the absolute quiet of the grand hall, and a terrifying, sickening realization drops into the pit of your stomach. The tremor awakens. You look down at your hands, and you realize that you feel exactly the same as you did in the mud. The emptiness is still there. The anxiety is still there. The profound, aching void in the chest has not been filled by the throne. In the clinical world, this devastating psychological phenomenon is known as the Arrival Fallacy. In the language of the Keep, it is the phantom crown. We must examine why the human mind constructs this magnificent, heartbreaking illusion. We are poisoned by the songs of the heralds. The bards sing of the knight who slays the beast, claims the treasure, and lives happily until the end of his days. But the bards are liars. They only sing of the climax. They never sing about the Tuesday after the dragon is dead. They never tell you about the crushing, existential silence that follows the fulfillment of a lifelong quest. The ego operates on a very specific, primitive mechanism. It is the mechanism of dopamine. We misunderstand this chemical. We believe dopamine is the chemical of joy. We believe it is the reward we feel when we attain our goals. But neurology reveals a brutal truth. Dopamine is not the reward of the feast. It is the chemical of the hunt. It is the hound tracking the scent of the wolf in the dark. It is the fire in the blood that drives you forward when you are starving. It peaks when you are anticipating the victory. It peaks when you are looking at the castle from the bottom of the hill. But the moment the castle is taken, the moment the prey is caught, the hound goes to sleep. The dopamine crashes. The biological imperative to survive has been met, and the brain abruptly shuts off the euphoric fire. The mind was never designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you moving. And so, to keep you moving, the mind executes a deeply treacherous maneuver. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill. We call it the horizon's treason. Within days of claiming the throne, the ego adapts to the gold. The magnificent tapestries on the wall become invisible. The security of the thick stone walls becomes boring. The ego walks out onto the balcony, looks across the river, and points to a larger castle on a higher mountain. It whispers in your ear. "This was the wrong castle," it says. "This crown is too small. That is why you are not happy. Once we conquer that next mountain, then we will finally rest." And like a fool, you believe the lie again. You put the dented armor back on. You rally the exhausted troops. You march down into the freezing mud, and you begin the siege all over again. You spend your entire life trapped in the purgatory of the next. You tell yourself, "I will be happy when the war is over." I will be at peace when the debt is paid. I will be whole when I find the perfect alliance. You treat the present moment, the actual breathing reality of your current existence, as an annoying obstacle to be rushed through. You treat now as a waiting room for the future. But the future is a ghost. It is an endlessly receding horizon. You can march toward it for 80 years, and it will always remain exactly one day ahead of you. If you tie your psychological peace to the attainment of a destination, you are condemning yourself to a life of perpetual starvation, punctuated by 5-minute intervals of hollow satisfaction. This is the tragedy of the ambitious knight. He conquers the entire world, but he misses his own life. To break the curse of the phantom crown, you must undergo the most profound philosophical shift a warrior can make. You must adopt the ultimate Stoic discipline, amor fati, the love of fate, the love of the march. You must realize that the meaning of the keep is not found in the throne. The meaning is found in the lifting of the heavy stone. It is found in the freezing rain against your visor. It is found in the camaraderie of the shield wall. It is found in the deep, burning ache of the muscles after a long day in the forge. The friction is not in the way of your life. The friction is the life. You must forcefully sever the connection between your inner peace and your external achievements. Yes, you will still march. Yes, you will still build the walls. You will still draw the sword and conquer the valley. But you will do it with the absolute, unshakable knowledge that the victory will not save you. The gold will not heal you. The crown will not silence the inner critic. You are already whole in the mud. You are already complete while holding the rusted sword. When you stop demanding that the destination provide your salvation, the desperate, frantic panic leaves your chest. The tremor fades. You can finally breathe the air of the valley you are currently standing in. Look at the throne. It is a beautiful chair. But it is just a piece of wood. It has no magic. Do not worship the end of the war. Worship the strength of the arm that fights it. Stand up from the velvet cushions. Walk back out into the courtyard. Look at the falling snow. Feel the cold air filling your lungs. The war never ends. And that is not a curse. That is the ultimate privilege of the living. Grasp the hilt of your sword. The march continues.